Good morning and welcome to a beautiful, if rather cold, North Dorset day. Horse riders going down the lane and horsepower right in front of me. In the late 1970s, Cycle World magazine coined the phrase universal Japanese motorcycle. At that point, the Japanese manufacturers had produced 4-cylinder across the frame bikes, steel frames, 4 carburetors in a variety of sizes, performance characteristics, touring, sports, roadsters, everything. And really you could buy a 4-cylinder Japanese bike for pretty much all your needs. And so the UJM was born. This is an archetypal UJM, built in the early 1990s, 1995. It's a Honda Superfour Version R. The Japanese home market has very strict licensing restrictions, and so it's very difficult for the domestic Japanese customer to own and run something that's much over 400cc. So for the rest of the world, they produced big super bikes, katanas, things like that. And for the Japanese market, they made tiny versions of them. And this is the 400cc version, if you like, of the Honda big one. And in the 1995 model, they produced it for 1 year only, and it had a Yoshimura style exhaust, which is all hand welded up. It looks like it's been welded at home, but that's actually factory. A little nose fairing, which you can see here, and some modifications into the engine. And it was all black, everything, black everywhere, black every engine, black tyres, black exhaust, black shock absorbers, the whole thing. The Superfour was introduced in 1992 and they still make it today. So it's had a pretty long production run. They've changed it a bit. It's fuel injection now, and they have variable valve timing on the latest models. But in Southeast Asia, it's still one of the best-selling motorcycles that they make because it offers big bike performance in a small bike size. So it's perfect for short-ass riders like me, and it's easy. It's easy to drag out the garage, it's manageable. I sit on a 1000cc Honda now and it just seems all a bit pointless. This model I wanted because I like the small versions of the bigger bikes. I always have done, and these came over in their shed load in the 90s because of the MOT requirements, or the equivalent of the MOT requirements in Japan. Made it very difficult to keep these older bikes on the road, so they were bought up cheaply at auctions and then shipped shipped over to the UK and sold by companies like Bat Motorcycles, who I believe imported this one. I bought this last year and I bought it for a bit of fun. They're as cheap as chips. They're easy to live with. It does 180 miles an hour. If you believe that, I've got some magic beans I can sell you. But more importantly, it revs to 13,000, which is extraordinary and makes it a huge hoot to ride. I paid very little for it. I've had to rebuild the brake calipers because they were old and a bit wooden, give it a good service and fit some decent shock absorbers, some aftermarket shock absorbers. These are YSS shocks, because the others that were on there were completely knackered and they weren't original either. Fitted new tyres, and to be honest, that's all I've done to it. And I can ride this as hard as I like and not get into too much trouble. Aluminium swinging arm, box section swinging arm, steel frame. It's just all those classic points that you expect from a Japanese motorcycle of this type. It makes 52 horsepower, which gives you a top speed of 121 miles an hour. I would imagine. I've never done that, obviously. But I can ride this as long as I'm using the revs pretty much as hard as I like. It's very, very comfortable. The brakes are superb. It's lightweight. It's easy to push in and out of the garage. It's easy to manipulate. Because it owes me so little money, it doesn't matter if it gets dirty, so I can ride it on a grubby day like today. The roads are a bit muddy and a bit salty. It doesn't matter, just use it. If the engine blows up, I just throw it away and buy another one. I think the whole thing stands me at about 2,000 quid, including new tyres, new shocks and the work I've done to it. So these are very inexpensive bikes. And I just think they look great. They also do a 400cc version of the Suzuki Katana. You can buy a 400cc version of the XJR 1200 Yamaha. And they all look like the original thing, but they're all just a bit shrunk in the wash. And I just think they're very cool. And I like them a lot. So let's see if it starts. you know it's got to start, it's a Honda. So you turn the ignition key on, no kicking on this one, that's a nice one, and you just press a button and there you go. And of course it starts. I'd like to say all my bikes start, but this is a Honda, so it's always got to start. And it just sits there and ticks away. Very quiet, standard exhaust, it's whisper quiet. When you scream it, when you get going, it absolutely howls, but that's nice, that's what you expect, because you can be invisible. You can be out on roads like this, riding as fast as you like, and you're going to disturb nobody, not even the horse riders that just went past. So I give to you the Honda Superfour. This model is from 1995, and it's called the Version R, and I hope you like it.